All right, it's 7:30 on this Wednesday hump day. That means it's time to find out if you like it or not. I'm producer Chris. I'll be your host for the next half hour. And tonight, we need you to weigh in on everything from wedding DJs to dentist appointments, separate checks, and more. So let's dive right in. Jim, show them how to join the conversation. You see it right there. This is a streaming show, like I told you before, so there are a lot of different ways to get involved. If you're watching our YouTube live stream, you can start leaving comments in our YouTube section. I always check them. Sometimes you guys trip me up. We'll try not to make that a regular thing. If you're watching on our website or on Fox Local on your phone, so basically if you're watching on your phone, you want to join the Lion Zoom room, I made it easy on you. There is a link in my Instagram story. You can go right there and check it out, Fox 5 producer Chris. Speaking of Instagram, we've got our broadcast channel. That's where we post some topics, then read the comments on the air. And last but not least, if you're watching on the Fox Local app and you are on your connected TV, you can make it a two-screen experience. Just grab your phone, scan the QR code, one of the two on the screen, and get your hot takes ready. As always, a quick housekeeping note. I know we've got our regulars in there and they know the rules by now, but cameras on, mics off. If you join the conversation, that's the two rules. We'll call on you and then you can unmute and get ready to weigh in. So before I check in with my virtual co-host, though, we do have a friend in studio as well. If you are a fan of Fox 5 Mornings, you know her from Good Day, you know her from Lion Lunch Hour. We are talking about the one and only Carmen Felder. Welcome back.
Hello,
and
hello.
Thank you so much for joining us. Now, for everyone out there who may not have seen you in the morning show, tell them a little bit about yourself.
Carmen Felder, reality person or personality. I've been on OWN and Bravo. Probably been the bad girl on OWN and probably been the bad girl on Bravo. And Below Deck is my favorite vacation.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to get your take on some reality shows coming up here in just a little minute. Because I don't know if you saw, they announced a new Bachelorette today. And I have a lot of thoughts on that one. But first, we're going to dive right in. You ready?
Yes.
All right. We're talking about Teacher Bay. If you're on TikTok, you may have seen her before. If you're not familiar, though, we're talking about Miss Williams. You see her right there. She is a self-described educator and fashion influencer. She's got more than 100,000 followers on TikTok. She films herself at school showing off her fit checks. You see some of them right there. But some critics accuse her of dressing too provocatively for the classroom. Others say the school at which she works needs to start enforcing a dress code for teachers. So Carmen, do you have any issue with what she's wearing or what she's doing here?
I'm a little torn because I feel like if you got it, flaunt it, but the right time and the right place. And she's got those heels on. I'm like, how is she walking through the classroom with the heels on? Cluck, cluck, cluck. It's supposed to be quiet. So I don't know.
And if the school wouldn't let students wear it, should a teacher be able to wear it? That's another question.
That's true. And maybe there should be a pinch rule. Like if I pinch it, it better be able to, it shouldn't be that tight that I can't pinch it. Maybe some kind of rule like
My
that.
jeans wouldn't pass on most days then, because if you know me, you know I like my denim tight. All right, let's head into the Lion Zoom room, see how people feel about this. Allison is our go-to regular. Allison, welcome back to the show.
Hi.
Allison, how do you feel about Teacher
How you
Bay?
doing?
We're good. Do you like this teacher filming these fit checks in the classroom or not?
No, she definitely shouldn't even have those outfits on. And again, she's a beautiful woman, very sexy body. But let's keep in mind for when we have very impressionable boys that might be looking at her the wrong days or going through a hormonal thought. Then you also have young ladies that might think the only way I can get attention have all of my body being shuffled. So for that, she's going to the fine, but not the school.
All right, Allison, I just want to let you know it maybe we'll check if it's on our end, but we are having a little trouble hearing you right now, so you might need to try logging out and logging back in. In the meantime, let's check in with Brent and see what he thinks about Teacher Bay. Do you like the idea of filming these fit checks, or is it setting a bad example for the students?
Well, I'm kind of on the fence about this one too because I went to Christian school, military academy, Air Force, and so I was used to uniforms. But at the same time, it's her right to wear what she wants to. So,
Yeah, I grew up going to Catholic school, and I had to wear a uniform as well. So I do think it's a good thing. I do think uniforms kind of take some of that pressure off of having to come up with that sort of. For my money, though, if she just didn't do it in the classroom,
Well, I'm prior military
critics-
too, so that makes sense. Like
yeah.
uniforms, especially if the school, they want them to wear uniforms, you have to go with that.
I think she would be fine if she just took it outside of the classroom, and it would absolutely give critics no more ammunition, because then if they had a problem with it, then they just have a problem with her body.
Right.
And to be honest with you, get over it at that point. All right, next up, let's talk about college. So we're going from like high school, but we're staying in school, but we're going to college. And this one, I'm fascinated by this. We know room and board is not cheap. So apparently some parents are bypassing dorm life and buying their kids' houses instead. Business Insider recently wrote about the trend. Supporters say it's a win-win situation because it's cheaper than paying rent and room and board, and they say the kid gets to live in an investment property and have mom and dad as their landlord. So we posted this one in our broadcast channel earlier today, and I want you to take a look at some of the comments that we got. Right now, it puts a smile on your face, says they like it. They Call Me Jay says it's a great idea. As a single parent, I could only afford to rent my daughter's apartment. Shayla says those kids are lucky. It's a smart move. Patty, if they could afford it for their kids, yes. Maggie says yes and no, kind of on the fence on this one. And Bush Red says it's a good idea. Carmen, what do you think about this idea of parents buying a house for their kids rather than living in a dorm?
Man, I'm all in for it. I do think it's an investment, especially if you can put their name on it as a co-signer, then that's helping their credit. The only concern I would be like, who's gonna clean the house? Who, like, is there any rules and guidelines? Who's gonna cook? Like, not only the house being expensive, all the condiments in the refrigerator and toilet paper and bathroom supplies, but I love the idea.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of this idea too, and if I could go back and do it all again, and I've talked about this before, but coming to DC in the year 2002, if we had bought property then, we would be far more successful than we ever would have been with those college degrees, just for the way property values have gone up around DC. David's in the Lion Zoom room. David, welcome back. This idea of parents buying a house for their kids in college, do you like it or not?
Thanks, Chris. I'm going to start off by saying what we're all thinking. Who are these people with these options and to have these problems in life? Great. If you've got the money that you can buy your kid a house while they're going to college, good for you. You know, I'm sure that saves you money in the long run. You know, rent is expensive, and you can pay for it outright. And get the debt off your hands. But man, that's a lot of money, and a lot of people don't have that option. So it really makes you ask the question of what is the value of college education? What is the value of that degree and all the money that you put into it? And you hope you turn it's a net benefit in the end.
In the end, Deb.
Yes.
First and foremost, do you like this or not? And then number two, Deb, going back to last night's conversation, if you buy your kids a house for college, does that then give you the right to pop in at any point unannounced, since that is technically your house?
Ooh, you got me. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, great. Okay, I'm so sorry. My parents actually did this for me, and I think it was a very smart investment. We were able to flip it, and they popped in. My dad would come in, and it was like his clubhouse if he needed to get away from my mom.
Yeah.
We took care of it, so it was cheaper than dorm life, and we took care of it. And they had tenants. And
It's probably the difference between boys and girls too, though, I'll be honest with you, because guys would have probably wrecked that house in a heartbeat. Unless it was a co-ed house. Allison's back. Allison, do you like this idea? And let me ask you this. What about the parents who move to the city where their kids go to college? Because that's a recent trend too.
I do like the part direction that has also depends on the child. All children we homeschool, like there's a part of kids, they're going to be doing that, and some might tear the house up that way and the thing. But as far as moving to the city where my kids are you need to have faith on your kids and have time away to be able to miss them and the whole thing. So yeah, I would never move to the. No, I can't say never, because you know what? All of my kids were supposed to me except for one, and I missed that one really bad. So.
Yeah. I moved away and I never really came home, so if my parents could probably, well, they would probably love to live here too, if I'm being honest with you. But I have siblings, and so they would have had to split that. But I will put my brother on blast here for a second, because my brother's son is only 5 years old, but he is already talking about buying a house in the town where he hopes his son will go to college, so that then he can attend football games for 4 years without having to get hotel rooms every single time. And then he'll basically be, I'll just say this, I'm not going to name the school, I'm not going to put him all his business out there, but it is in a town that's a big football town, and he would probably be able to then rent that house out for years to come. So it would be an investment in that case.
And I mean, I actually have a girlfriend. My girlfriend Libby, she moved to where her son is, and they're having a blast.
Yeah, I know a couple who did that as well. Their daughter went to school down at UNC Chapel Hill, so they packed their bags and they moved down to North Carolina. And
Especially if it's got good weather, like Florida.
Right, exactly.
Like vacation
and then
home
you get
slash.
to relive your college days, which secretly
Yes.
is what I'm kind of hoping I will get to do in about 18 years.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we've got a little wait in the meantime. All right, let's talk about this next story, and this may be the one that convinces people who are getting married to maybe hire a band instead of a DJ, all right? Because this is a little bit of a horror story. One wedding DJ shocked guests, and as you can imagine, the bride and groom, after he shut his laptop and walked out in the middle of the reception. And now his behavior has sparked not only a family feud, but a whole social media debate. The viral tale unfolded on Reddit, where one attendee wrote that the groom's uncle kept pestering the DJ to play, quote, real music. And by that, the uncle meant old country western music, which no one else wanted. No one in the family, no one at the reception wanted to hear it. The DJ got so fed up and allegedly called it quits on the spot, walked out in the middle of the wedding. And then apparently the night went off the rails from there. So Carmen, quitting mid-gig on one of the biggest nights for this couple, is it on him to just suck it up and deal with that annoying family member, or is it on the family to put their uncle in place who's being annoying?
No, he needs to suck it up, okay? And maybe we need to put some NyQuil in the uncle's drink, okay? No, that's horrible. I mean, that is your like amazing day, and now you're like looking quiet at each other. People are mad, but you know what the good thing is? I bet someone probably had one of those little portable speaker boxes.
That's the beauty of exactly.
And they could do that, but at the same time,
But now
like
you're putting
that's a
that
lawsuit.
pressure. Exactly.
That's
I mean,
a lawsuit.
Especially if you've paid that DJ. DJ Chad's in the Lion Zoom room. DJ Chad, one more outburst out of you and I'll strangle you with my microphone wire. Have you ever DJ'd a wedding, and would you ever walk out in the middle of it?
I've DJ'd several weddings, and no, I'm very professional. I get all the music they want. I play all their music. I get every single song they want, and I either download it and I'll charge them for like all the downloads. And I would never do that. I would take it. You just kind of take it. You're a professional. You take you deal with it. And B, DJ. I don't think people know what DJs do. We mix two songs together. We create a whole experience. When people come up and ask for requests, you think you have the right song, but you don't. You don't have the right song. We have the whole thing mapped out with BPM and key, and all that's mapped out ahead of time. We practice, and then somebody comes up and asks for Bad Bunny. No. That's why I retired.
That's why you retired? Because of the requests?
I can't stand the requests.
You can't handle the requests.
I can't handle it. But like in a wedding situation, I would, because that's what we do in a wedding.
Right,
Like it's
because
for them.
that's the family. They might have a song that's like personal to them.
Yes.
Now, I'll
Yeah.
tell you, my wife and I, we didn't overly like lay out start to finish, but we knew what we wanted to like open with. We knew what we wanted at certain points in the evening,
They
and we
give
knew
you like a genre.
we
and like
knew what
the
we
kind
wanted
of
to end
expectation
with.
and stuff.
We knew what we
Yes.
wanted to end with, and then someone did go up and put in a request after we had like the song
Bad
that was
Bunny.
supposed to end the night, so it kind of threw the vibe just a little bit, but you know, it was a great night. We're not going to complain. David, this idea of the DJ walking out in the middle, who's responsible here? Is your mic on, David?
Sorry about that.
No sweat.
Every person's got their limits, and nobody deserves to be treated with excessive disrespect. And if someone crosses that line, I don't care what the event is, the DJ should be able to leave. Refund the money. That's fine, but you can't just abuse a person because you paid them. I don't know what specifically. I missed the part specifically what this DJ left for, but so that is open to judgment.
An annoying uncle who wouldn't stop requesting music that he was not a fan of, apparently. All right, speaking of weddings, Carmen, reality TV, okay? This is more in your wheelhouse for sure. And I am curious how you feel about this one. Today we learned the new Bachelorette. And for the first time, it is not going to be a Bachelor cast-off. Remember, they used to pick the next Bachelor from the group of, from the season of the Bachelorette. They would pick the Bachelor from the rejects. I'm using reject here. You know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, instead, producers recruited a current reality star. Take a look. We're talking about Secret Lives of Mormon Wives star Taylor Frankie Paul. The 31-year-old may be best known for her reality role, her mom talk videos, and the soft swinging scandal that made national headlines. Yeah, that's right. Paul is the first ever Bachelorette who had nothing to do with a previous franchise, like I said. You see, this was the announcement this morning on the Call Her Daddy podcast. Now, here's where it gets a little more interesting. Paul is already a mom of 3. She most recently had an on-again, off-again relationship with her 3rd child's father. That was also a huge storyline in Secret Lives of Mormon Wives Season 2, in case you didn't know, because this soft swinging drama came back out, then her split with her current child, her latest child's father. He cheated on her. It was a whole thing. And now you've got a group of guys marching into this situation, maybe being on 2 reality shows at the same time. Are you here for this idea, or do you think this is just a mess waiting to happen?
Absolutely not. Okay. Bachelor, Bachelorette, they always have it's kind of wholesome, and I feel like there was not a lot of drama. You're automatically going to get a drama with this. I think they will lose viewers. Interesting. Now, I will say, as a fan of the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, because I have been addicted. Listen, I don't watch a lot of trash reality TV, but that show and Love Is Blind are they're kryptonite for me. Deb in the Lion Zoom Room. I don't know if you're a fan of the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, but for me, this would actually make me more inclined to watch The Bachelorette, to be honest with you.
I am a fan of the Mormon Wives.
Oh,
how can you not?
God bless. I'm so glad you were here tonight.
I know, it is so weird. It's so weird. It's so weirdly good. But I kind of agree. Like The Bachelor and The Bachelorette, that's on, it's usually on like a family, like a prime
Yeah, it's on
time,
ABC.
Like
I'll name drop. We're streaming. Who cares? It's on ABC. But I think Hulu, I mean, that's Disney and ABC is Disney, so I guess there is some cross promotion there, right?
Yeah. Like, I think that's a little risky. I think you're asking for trouble there.
Now, because you're our fan of the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, how are the other Mormon wives going to feel about this now? Is this going to be just another thing that's going to piss them off?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean,
those ratings are totally going to go up.
I can't.
So I guess they get to win.
Yeah.
They get to win a little bit.
It's going to be, I think it's actually going to be ratings goal for both shows.
Oh, because we want to see it.
We want to see a train wreck. We want to see. Oh, we've got a new face in the Lion Zoom Room. We're talking about Lois Cook joining us live. You were just on the others. You were just on Like It or Not.
Yes, I can't stay away.
Okay, well, we're talking about reality TV.
Hi, Chris.
Do you know Carmen?
Yes, that's my girl.
Okay, excellent. That's what I love to see. We were just talking about reality TV. We're talking about the new Bachelorette already being a cast member on The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. Do you like this idea, or do you think they spread the wealth a little bit more?
Well, I like to spread the wealth, but why not? They need love too. Mormon wife, Bachelorette, they all need love. So just go ahead and do it.
Now, I'll be curious to see whether a Mormon wife, and I know I'm stereotyping here, is allowed to maybe pick more than one current bachelor. We'll have to wait and see. In the meantime, keep the comments coming on these stories, all these stories so far in the YouTube comment section. We will check that in just a second. Coming up next, though, we are talking about a topic that I know Lois weighed in on in the last half hour. We are talking about separate checks and why some people are so adamant about them and why one writer says stick to your guns. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back to Do You Like It or Not on this Wednesday night. I promised before we headed to break that we would check the YouTube comments, and we have a few of them. Wish me luck. All right, High Pitch Eric, rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. Very sad. Yeah, that's right. That's the big story today that we are covering over on Fox 5. We're trying to have a little bit of fun here tonight and bring everybody together. It's a divisive time out there, but rest in peace. All right, also, B. Dukestein, I like it, but also depends on who else is living in that home. Yeah, that's true. If they're buying that house for their children and their children's friends or just their children, are you living in that house alone? That's an excellent question. All right, let's see. Not a good way to go, because if the person changes mind, maybe a condo type or timeshare apartment for 6 months at a time. That way they move all over. Yeah, that's true. Laura, Chad doesn't take requests. Bad DJ. No, I'm sure he's a great DJ. All right, quitting a DJ gig in the middle of the party, not professional. Not a good look for future gigs. Yeah, I agree. They should have named the names. Laura, I think if you pay for a DJ, they should play whatever you want. Stupid that they would leave. Agreed. Chad, play what we want to hear. Play the hits. Play the safety dance. That's what we want to hear. All right, let's see. West Virginia Ben. I might have spoken to someone about the uncle, but no, don't leave. Yeah, still talking about, yeah, a lot of people have opinions on this DJ walking out on a gig. The groom must show his backbone, sticking up for himself to her to show disrespect. Agreed. And Laura agrees with me on the safety dance. All right, thank you to everyone who weighed in. Keep the comments coming. I always read them after the show, too. And I appreciate everyone. All right, let's dive back in now. We ended the last block talking about the Bachelorette. Now we're talking about a new boyfriend getting banned from a birthday dinner. Take a listen to this one. The woman at the center of the drama accusing her friends of gatekeeping happiness. Apparently, the birthday girl had booked a restaurant reservation in advance, months in advance, in fact, and it had a strict seating limit. Now we get closer to the actual event, and her friend says she wants to bring her new boyfriend. The birthday girl says she just wants this meal to be close friends only. So when the friend asked to bring this date, the birthday girl said no. So then feelings got involved, feelings got hurt, and the woman in the new relationship refused to come as a result. The comment section on this Reddit post agreed with the birthday girl and said that stick to your guns. You don't need to bring this new boyfriend to what is supposed to be an intimate event. Carmen, do you like the way she handled this or not?
I like it. I would have been like, bye, Felicia. We don't have to be friends anymore. If they're friends and it is intimate and you don't know, she might be going through something. She might want to talk about something. And now you have this boyfriend there and he's just ear hustling. Mm-hmm. And I don't know him, and now it's strange on my birthday. I have to act weird because I have to get to know you and have like that conversation. So how did you guys meet? All the attention is now on this new boyfriend. Right. So no, I would have been like, bye, Felicia, keep your little boyfriend, yeah, and we'll just move on.
I 100% agree with you. And also, like, then you have that group picture of like your 8 closest friends and this random guy. Lois in the Lion Zoom room. Do you like the way that the birthday girl handled this and put her foot down and said that boyfriend is not welcome?
Listen, she has every right to put her foot down. It's my party, and I'll cry if I want to. But I think it was okay for the friend to ask her to come, to ask if her boyfriend could come. I think the way that they handle it is all about communication. She could have called the restaurants. Restaurants have cancellation all the time, so they might have been able to fit one extra party or one extra person, and he could have been the one to take the picture.
That's a good point. Agreed.
Good
exactly.
point.
Then you have a built-in person to take that picture. Allison, how about the friend then refusing to come because this new boyfriend wasn't welcome? Do you like that or not?
No, I think she's got some type of insecurity or something.
I agree. And I also, this reminded me of an episode of a TV show that I used to love called How I Met Your Mother, where the gang basically gave Ted too much crap because he would always show up to these special events that was just the core group of friends. And then in every single picture, like I said, there'd be some random girl that he brought and swore was the next future Mrs. And it never worked out. All right, let's get to the topic I teased now, and it's the one that absolutely will not go away. We are talking about separate checks. And it's all because of a column in the Washington Post. You see it right there. I'm not cheap for asking for a separate check. I just know what's fair. The writer says she always asks for separate checks when she dines out in a group. She argues that while it may be quote-unquote extra to ask for extra checks, it can avoid repayment issues down the line. She says that one time she went to Zelle someone for a dinner, and the friend put the wrong information in his account. So when he was eventually able to get his money back, it was tied up in electronic limbo for longer than need be. And she just used that as an example of why this is a hassle. She says that if they would have just had separate checks, this could have all been avoided. Now, the comments section in this article was not kind to the writer, basically saying that she must be a ton of fun to hang out with. But she encouraged anyone who prefers separate checks to stand by their convictions, and she ended the article with a quote, "Wise words from a coworker, just do the math. Fair is fair, equal is lazy." So Carmen, insisting on separate checks when you dine out with a group, do you like this move or not?
I think there should be rules and guidelines. How many people? Because then it's not fair to the waiter if you have 15 checks, right? But if it's 4 close people, I might have got $10 more, you might have got something like that. But how I have really, really good friends, how my friends are, I'll take this one. You go, when we go to the next bar, you take care of the next one. You know, I'm gonna take this Uber, I'm gonna do the next one. We don't fight over that. I would, in my mind, unless we're on different pay brackets, I would be feeling a certain way if every time you were like this, I would feel a certain way. I'm like, maybe you need to stay home because you don't have enough money to be out here.
Yeah, and I feel the exact same way with my group of friends, and I'm lucky with my group of friends that we have all just kind of figured out that it will work itself out eventually. David, you know I'm coming to you on this one. Separate checks, do you like it or not?
Yeah, you came to the right person for this one, Chris. Like it. You kind of it kind of crosses a line when you say insist. I insist on separate checks. No. I mean, the default should be separate checks. I myself don't like when I'm a non-drinker and went out with friends and they're all drinking. They run up big drinking bills, you know, and I have a small piece of the bill at the end. I feel treated unfairly. And but you know, I mean, I wouldn't insist on it. It's just a preference.
Fair is fair, equal is lazy. Brent, do you like this idea of separate checks, or should everybody just kind of take a turn?
I like it because, you know, whoever the individual is, they have to think about the end of the year's taxes and stuff. You know, competent with finances and whatnot. So,
Yeah.
and plus, it more importantly, it's going to prevent whatever potential conflict within the group.
Yeah, and I definitely think it can depend on the type of group. If it's just a group of close friends, but if it's more like, oh, these are work associates, or oh, I'm going out with a friends group. And yeah, Lois, I know you guys just talked about this one on the last half hour. How do you feel about this idea of separate checks? And does this group match what happened on that group?
Yeah, well, I personally like to share the check. I don't want separate checks. It's all about the company that you keep. So I'm with Carmen on what she said earlier. The group of friends that I go out with, we're going to have an expectation. It's a give and take kind of relationship. So we're not going to nitpick at the end of the day. But if it's someone new, okay, then maybe we might want to separate the checks. David, I'm going to buy your appetizer. How about that? We're going to even the bill out.
Guys, thank you so much.
I think keep the same check.
Lois, I got to cut you off. I'm so sorry. We're running out of time in the final 5 seconds. Carmen, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, everyone on the Lion Zoom room. For producer Jim, I'm producer Chris. We'll see you tomorrow.
Okay. Good night.